this recording just got cut off and I just realized it. So anytime I talk about something like demonic, and anytime I talk about mental illness, because these demons hate that the most, because if we get rid of this, all problems in the human race will disappear. Every time I talk about this, their demon is going to twitch and move and grab something and drink something and move and irritate the hell out of me as they do these behaviors, right? With intrusive thoughts about what they're feeling and thinking. So demons are projecting to me what they're feeling and thinking. They don't even want to hide it from me because they want to sensitize me to it. That's not what they're thinking and feeling. They're just quiet. They're just uncomfortable. They're just scared. That's just sort of the typical emotions they're supposed to feel. Instead, they're trying to make emotions come to me using witchcraft. Every time they use that human that's sitting in front of me, they're possessing, who keeps moving and flipping and twitching and doing weird behaviors. Every time he moves, every time he looks back at me, there's intrusive thoughts and there's intrusive fear, anxiety coming over my body. The torso area up to my mind. You know that feeling when you're about to give a speech? That nervous-like emotion or feeling. Your throat is shaking, your body's shaking, right? Like some sort of anxiety. They're doing witchcraft to me that makes the torso of my body all the way up to my head have that type of reaction. As if you're, right, scared or anxious or nervous or something. And then they attack in my stomach like you hit it or something. It just something hits it, right? It's basically just anxiety type of reaction. But what they're doing is they're using witchcraft. They're attacking my body with it. But they can't really attack me with it unless the human moves. So they're connected to the human. So that man is going to get a lot of sin for sitting there and sending me all this evil every time he sits there, acting like he's on a headphone minding his business. He keeps twitching and moving because the evil thoughts keep getting his agreement to look at me and harass me. Every time he looks back at me, they send me fear. His demon is sending me fear to my body. The witchcraft is trying to send me fear. It attacks my body. It wants me to stop recording and talking about whatever I'm talking about that demons obviously don't like, because it's going to take away their power over the human race. So if right, they're invisible and they have this power over me to just simply possess a human, sit there, he's minding his business, but his demons have the power to keep putting witchcraft to me, put all this fearful emotion and thoughts into my head, just by moving his leg, just by twitching, just by looking back at me. That's what they can do to you. That's if they, right, are possessing certain humans around you, they can also put thoughts into your head. They can also put, right, fear into your stomach. That's what I'm saying. If human beings learn the power these evil things have, we're all going to be free from what they are trying to accuse the human race of having. We don't have mental illness. We don't have weird random fear attacking our bodies and depression. We don't have random. They're attacking us. They have dark powers. They're putting weird stuff into your stomach. They're attacking your head with intrusive thoughts. The thoughts are obviously fearful because it's saying something bad will happen. It's accusing you of something you're not. So it's going to elicit the other. Because I'm not saying the thoughts are causing the person fear. Why would what that stranger's thinking of me cause me fear? It's that they're putting witchcraft to me to actually make it seem like I'm the one who's scared. They put an intrusive thought into my head, and then they also do another witchcraft to put the emotion that seems like fear into my body. So that you actually believe you're scared of him. So that you actually believe you're scared of the thoughts, what they're saying, about what he thinks of you. That's how they try to change your personality, your authenticity, how you want to behave with certain human beings like filthy, evil families. When they maybe visit you or approach you or whatever, trying to always stalk you like the evil ones, God makes them stalk me. This filthy family God put me in. Their demons are also possessed to just stalk me. The humans are not doing anything. They don't know me. They're not doing it to me. Just like this stranger is not doing anything to me. He doesn't know me. God is making demons do this to teach me things. These people could never look at me and personally pick on me. Because you have to at least see the person to pick on them. They're blind. If you're blind from who I am, how can you pick on me? God put a blind on you. Your demons are just told what to do. God just tells them what to do. Go and do this to her life. And he uses that to teach me things and to make me suffer. So they don't have the power to bother me. But I get to see what they do to you. And I think right now is about time I face away, because the entire time that I'm facing this natural direction that I'm facing, there's constant thoughts about what that demon is feeling inside that human being who's possessed. And it's just distracting me, and this recording is going on way too long when I just wanted this to be a short recording. So I apologize. I have to keep remembering they do this to distract me from my recording. So I keep teaching you what they're thinking, what they're doing to me, right? And I just get off from what I originally wanted this episode to be about. It was not about, obviously, this stuff. So yeah, what you're supposed to do is, if someone's making you feel that way, just turn away from them. That's people call that energy, right? Bad energy or dark energy. I'm telling you that energy is witchcraft, and whoever is sending it to you is a demon inside whichever human the energy is coming from. Okay, so my goodness. So they don't have the power to send me thoughts or emotions or anything, these evil demonic spirits. They need a human body. So they stock me with these crazy possessed human beings, usually mentally ill. I told you, they don't necessarily look mentally ill. They have jobs, they have businesses, you get me? They're the ones in society who obviously operate in a way that you would never think they have mental, psychological, weird problems. They're not really healthy. So for that reason, that's why they stalk me. That's why they're persecuting me, because they cannot project these thoughts and emotions to my body using powers like witchcraft unless they physically come to my environment, right? Because just by looking away from this male who's possessed, all the energy of fear that was attacking my stomach stopped. You get me? It's something that happens if you see the human that's attacking you with it. They don't have the power, right? Their demon is doing it. It's just getting their agreement to harass you. So they're going to go to hell for what they do. Okay, so opposite equilibrium, reverse it. Reverse these emotions that don't belong to you, that your body is constantly attacked with, such as anxiety and fear and worry. That's usually going to affect the important areas of the body, like the stomach, the heart, the areas that we would say, right, can feel something, right? Your leg is not going to really, it can shake if it's anxious, but you know what I mean. It's not a feeling. It's more of a reaction, right? But a feeling, right, as if it's like a person or something, would be like your heart and your stomach. Those are the places you can feel if you're sick, or if there's an emotion, the emotion can come to those places. Reverse it by eating good food, sleeping well, praying at night, and then in the daytime, you're going to have a good day. Because demons actually attack us at night. That's why people get bad dreams. You're getting a bad dream because whatever they did to your life in the spiritual world, whatever witchcraft, curses, spells, whatever they did to you there, that's the time they're doing it to you is like 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. Okay, so then you're going to wake up, even though, right, you don't know what happened. You're a spiritual being too. You're just going to wake up and feel stressed. Feel, right, nightmares coming after you. And sometimes if you pay attention to the dreams, they obviously are showing you, right, symbolism, like metaphorical. If you study them or Google them, sometimes you can understand what they symbolize. And some have no symbolism. They're just trying to scare you. But some dreams are actually, teaching you what they're doing to your life. Like certain animals in the dream just jumping at you, attacking you, a character that looks like you in the dreams, not you, obviously. Demons are using witchcraft or magic. Witchcraft is also called magic, to basically look like you, right? And they're attacking that character that looks like you using a witchcraft they used to look like a wolf or whatever, and try to bite it or attack that person. And then you wake up and you think, what the hell just happened? You get me? That actually is a symbolism, but they're trying to attack an area of your life, maybe your finances, your health, your life. They're about to bring you evil families, See, this whole day, in the morning, because I've been having a certain spiritual situation with God, no one was bothering me as much. But when I started to do this recording, every 5 minutes there's a cop driving by. And now there's a fire truck driving by. And then there's going to be ambulance at some point. That's what they do. For some reason, they keep trying to scare me of police, ambulances, because these are the things they're trying to accuse me of. Get it? They're trying to accuse me of mental illness and being a criminal. So they have to constantly bring me whoever normally deals with mentally ill people, right? They take them to a hospital, right? They usually put them in an ambulance or a police car. So they actually want me to be scared of these normal, transportation vehicles and these normal jobs and these normal, right, careers in this life. I obviously was supposed to go into the health field. I'm the most comfortable person with healthcare workers and medical workers, but they're trying to sensitize me to it so that if I just see a fire truck, if I just see an ambulance, if I just see a cop car, you freak the hell out. Like that. They're just driving by. You get me? Because they're not actually having any reason to drive by me. They're possessed. Their demon gets the agreement to harass me, and they drive by every 5 minutes. They have no business here. You're supposed to be called to the scene, obviously. They have no business. So at some point, they use these crazy possessed humans to then actually do something that would call them to the scene. When I was a kid and living with that filthy family, there was always someone pulling the fire alarm. So it doesn't always mean a fire happened. It just means the fire alarm went off, right? Ambulances still have to go to the scene. So they did that to me even as a kid. They would keep coming to my home with these fire trucks and ambulances. They want you to be scared of being accused of being mentally ill and being forced to go into a hospital and being drugged by force. So they keep bringing these human beings who work in these jobs every 5 seconds to my environment. As if they're God or something, as if you need to be scared of them or something. God has already taught me the solution is obviously to record them. Just like normal people record them when they're being used to commit crime. If you see a corrupt cop or whatever, pull out your phone and record. Because that's what they're scared of. They're scared of being recorded. They're scared of other people knowing what the hell they were trying to do to you. Because they feel confident because you're the only one there. Obviously, sometimes police try to commit crime, right, in public places. But it doesn't matter. It's for the government that they're scared of seeing what they did to you. You get me? Your camera is not just for people. It's also for specific people like the government or their department. Because, right, they help each other, obviously. They lie and do whatever they need to do. But when someone's recording you, right, they're already saying you're not a normal cop. You're not a normal ambulance. You're not a normal government worker. You're a criminal stalking me. They're going to be scared to approach you now and act like they can profile you. So I'm not going to keep praying and praying and praying against them. I'm going to record and do what I need to do to deal with them on a human level. Because the demon just gave the human a suggestion. The human agreed, and then they want to attack. It's that simple. It's a waste of my time to keep dealing with them as a demon. It's a human, and we can punish them. Don't be too scared of it when they seem to make complete strangers always stare at you with this sort of like weird predatory eyes and stare. Don't let that affect you. That's the demon, the witchcraft it's using. It is able to project that type of face to you. That's not even what they look like. They're weak as hell. But that energy, right? You can feel this energy coming over you, and then it is obviously going to seem like fear, right? The emotion of fear. Anytime humans are acting like this, right? Criminal, threatening, always know, unless they're a direct threat to you, just look away, ignore them. You have to look away. Because you don't want that energy, that witchcraft to enter your body. And then 2, okay, you obviously record when they're trying to commit a crime, and you can't just get away from the environment, right? They maybe approached you or it's in front of you. All of a sudden, there's this random crime scene in front of your apartment. Just pull out your phone. You don't have to put your phone and stand there and record. I don't mean like that. No, I mean just pull out your phone and record as you try to get out of that environment, as you just going by your business. Because as long as you're recording, demons who are possessing the human know you're recording. The human doesn't need to know you're recording. The demon needs to know you're recording. And then make it obvious to the human that you're obviously using your phone and you're recording, because it actually makes a huge difference. The demon can know, but the human still is independent. They're still going to commit the evil. When you make it obvious to the human too, right, you're recording, but obviously you don't put it in their face or anything, then they're not going to try to do evil to you. So that's what they're scared of. Evil humans, just so you know. They're scared of being recorded. Just don't get in their face and record it. Because, right, that's obviously why people think it's not a good idea. Right? They maybe act like they're not scared of it. Because don't get too close to them. Just have it. Just simply have it. Have your recording, your camera on. And just go about your business. You get me? As you also are acting covert and getting away. When they're trying to create drama in your environment. Or they approach you or whatever. So this is what I have to deal with. All it's doing is delaying me from getting to the point of what I'm trying to teach you. So, opposite equilibrium, all these dark energies, which is obviously witchcraft and curses and other powers they're using to send you emotions, right, that are not from God and that are not from you. And they're mimicking the emotion of fear. They're mimicking the emotion of anxiety. It's not real fear or anxiety or depression or helplessness. You need to eat good food and take care of the body because it's damaging the body. That constant energy is hurting the stomach and the heart. It's hurting the senses usually. Okay, if you're taking care of your health, you're eating good food that don't cause you diarrhea and pain, and you're not eating chips all day and like that. You have to eat good food because it's going to help you with the dark energies entering it constantly. And at night, okay, you're praying. Every time you wake up at night, with or without a dream, I don't care what happened in the dream, okay? If it's good or bad, or if it's a dream that you don't know if it's good or bad because it just seems like people were interacting in the dream that look like you with others or what. I don't care what the dream is about, okay? Unless you 100% know it's from God, like a vision where he's telling you what's going to happen, it doesn't even matter. Because you already know they're attacking you with dreams. You're just not always going to remember it. Have this habit where every time you wake up, maybe you didn't get up for 8 hours and you woke up in the morning, then you do it now. You basically say this: all witchcraft, all curses, and all other powers and demons that entered my body and my life this entire night through dreams and through other ways, I break it right now and I send it back to the senders right now, forever, in God Almighty's name. I always like to say forever instead of just now. That's it. And every time you wake up after a dream, you're going to say this every single time. Even if you were doing that the whole night and then you woke up and you think this time, right, there was no dream in between, you're still going to do it. Because all the bad stuff they do to your life is happening when you're sleeping. It's happening even if you're not sleeping at night. And the dream is basically like a metaphorical sort of evidence that they're attacking you using the spiritual world. It's like the sort of evidence. Or how it's basically letting you know something's wrong. Okay. It doesn't matter if your life is going well or not. 10 years from now, they can be plotting something. You just always need to be breaking all the powers and all the demons that are entering your life. Okay, and then for actual possession, you're possessed. I'm going to upload these prayers. Ask God to obviously get them out of your body. As I do that and as you learn, all you really have to do is wake up 12 a.m. to 4 a.m., whichever time you want in between that, and just ask God to get them out of your body. Just as they entered your body, you probably didn't even know. They can leave. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be this big event. They can leave exactly the way they came through. God can just say, get out. Get out. They'll get out. You wake up the next day, wait a minute, I feel different. Oh my God, I don't have demons anymore in my body. Woo! Like that. You can just have a great reaction like that. It can be over. Right? People can learn how to get them out of your body, but God obviously is the one who either way tells the demons to leave. So you only need him. So keep doing that. Don't limit yourself to religion and think you have to wait for someone to help you. I don't care, okay? Just do it, you know? Just do it. Let God decide, obviously, how he's going to do that. He'll probably bring you someone who'll help you, but you just do that. Okay, so opposite equilibrium. The reason why you're eating good food and they're attacking the demons by breaking all their powers over you when you were sleeping and just overall at night, even if you're not sleeping, it's just you're also, right, telling God that through dreams as well, what they did to you, you break it as well. It's because you're trying to get out of your stomach, your heart, your body, your ears, your eyes, your brain, your body. You're trying to get out of it all the evil that entered it. You're not going to know what the hell the evil was. You just simply feel bad energy around you. And then it becomes bad emotions if you sort of look deep into what the energy actually is trying to imply. Right? Anxiety, fear, worry, helplessness, whatever. It's a bad emotion. That's what you're breaking every time. So before you go to sleep, do the same thing. All witchcraft, all curses, and all other powers and demons that entered my body and my life, this day I break it and I send it back to the senders right now, forever, in God Almighty's name. You can also say, this is obviously much better, all witchcraft, all curses, and all other powers and demons that entered my life and body this day and ever since before my birth, I break it right now and I send it back to the senders forever in God Almighty's name. Like that. Ever since before my birth, you add that as well. Obviously, ever since before your birth, all that evil is still coming to you. So usually people don't say this for demons. They don't say demons that entered my body and mind. They don't say that usually. They just say, oh, witchcraft, all curses, and all other powers that entered my body and my life this night through dreams and just through the night. I break it. They just usually are talking about powers when they're breaking something. They're not demons. I just say that because it's better. It's possible that as you say, I break it, I send them back to the center. It's possible that a demon actually entered you that night, like another one. And it's possible that as you break and break and break and break it, that they actually get out. You know what I mean? It's just a way to sort of accelerate something you would have done through weeks and months of you praying for God to get demons out. You're every night and every day breaking demons entering your body too. Okay, so who knows? That could actually get them to leave, you know? But usually there's actual prayers that you do specifically targeting this, asking God to, you know, remove them. So that's one sentence, right, that you're supposed to say all throughout the night. And before you go to sleep, say that for the day, you know. But then this other one that you can say is just a shortened prayer. You ask God, my Lord, I ask you to deliver me and cast out of me all powers of witchcraft, curses, and all other powers and demons that are in my body and in my life ever since before my birth. Right now, I ask you to cast all this out of me. Or, right, I just kind of made that longer. Right now, I ask you to cast them out forever in your name. You know, this is like you actually asking God to do it. But he gave you the power to break powers that entered you, and you obviously can do that. But this is, right, when you actually want demons to leave your body, this is usually how you would ask. You ask God to get them out. You wouldn't necessarily say, I cast them out of myself right now. You wouldn't usually do that because when they possess people, sadly, God made it more difficult to get them out unless you ask him. And it's not the same as a witchcraft that you can just easily break and it leaves your body. It's not the same. You know, they're powers. And when the powers are put into your body, you can break it. And then when they possess the person, it's usually you're asking God to get them out. I mean, you can break it too. You can also say, I cast out all demons that entered my finances. You can say what you want, or my life. You can say it. I'm just saying it usually requires a little more time. So do it this way if you want. You can break it. The demons possessing, you can say, I cast out all demons out of my body and all their powers today, ever since before my birth, and I send them back to their senders right now in the name of God Almighty. You can say that. Obviously, that works. Over time, God could actually tell them to get out. You get me? Or you can ask God also, my Lord, I ask you, you get me? To cast out all demons and all powers that are in me and in my body and in my life, ever since before my birth, right now, today, forever, in your great mighty name. You can say that. Either way, God is going to do it. It doesn't mean you're relying on yourself and your God to yourself when you're breaking it. No, he gave you that power. Either way, when you said it, he's going to do it. So you're not disobeying him. It's just we can either talk to him directly or we can speak the other way, which is just us talking to him either way. Even as when we're saying, I break all witchcraft that entered me right now and I send it back to the sender. You're still asking God to do it. It's just he made that one sort of automatic, you know? It just happens. But if you say, I get this demon out of me right now, that probably requires usually more time, more effort. And that's kind of what I hate. I get mad at God for that, obviously. So that's why then people come up with the other way to pray, you know? Obviously, God taught us People teach you the other way to pray, and they're like, actually ask God. So use these two methods. The more you also say, I cast out all demons out of myself. Of course that's going to work. I don't want you to think that's not going to work. That actually could make them get out of you, okay? Keep doing that. And also, in that general way, you're praying to God Almighty at midnight, ask Him to get them out. See, you're doing this every night. I want you to see why it matters. Every night, that's a long time. Until you die. You know? Obviously, every night, they try to enter your life with more power. They try to regain more control over you. They try to... And every night you're taking them out of your life. Whatever that night they put into you, right? Your life and your body, you're casting it out. Every single night. So they're always going to go back to the level they were, correct? Whatever amount they were. But then if you're saying, ever since before my birth, and you're not just casting out things from you just from that night and day, right? But you also, ever since before my birth, you're saying that, at some point, right? The more you say that, the more you say that, the more you say that, at some point, right? God is going to pick a time where all their powers and all the demons that actually followed you, actually ever since before your birth, actually do leave you. You see? It's that sort of thing. Where think of them like a bag that's filled with water or something. The more you keep saying, I break them, right? And I cast them out of me and my life, all their powers and all these demons, what that's doing is more of that water gets pushed out, you know? Like you dug a little, like you pinch a hole into it, right? It actually goes down, and then one day the bag is empty. There's no more liquid. Like that. So every night, just think that whatever you're doing, right? When you keep saying ever since before my birth, rather than just starting right now and doing this every night in the future going forward, that's only going to help you with the night you started doing what I'm telling you up to the future. That's not going to help, obviously, because, right, they've already put a lot of witchcraft and other curses and all these other powers into you so far, correct? You've lived a certain amount of years already. So you want to keep saying ever since before my birth, because that actually that actually makes your prayer go all the way back to before you were born. We're not going to say when we were born. We have to say before we were born, because when you're in the womb or stomach, that's when they're already putting evil into children. That's when they're already trying to possess the child. You get me? So you want to say before my birth. Before, not only the evil humans you probably were born to who did something, but sometimes it's not them. Before the demons even knew you were in that stomach. Before they even knew someone would get pregnant, right? That female would get pregnant. They already just anticipating, as long as she's with, obviously, right, a partner, right? They're already just waiting to do bad things to whoever comes out, right? Whichever child comes out, they're already ready to put curses on whichever child does come out. I don't want you to think they think of you first and see you first and then put witchcraft on you. No, they just already assuming. You get me? When this male and female couple, when they're already together, they're already putting curses on whoever is born to them. That's crazy. So you don't know how long back they were putting curses on you. You get me? So for that reason, ever since before my birth is perfect. Just do that. Think of it as that water, right? Or some object or whatever filling some sort of bag. It's going to always decrease every night and day that you say this. And sometimes you can just say it for hours as a prayer. It's going to go down, go down, go down. All the powers they put into your body and your life, which obviously also means your mind. It's just going to go down and decrease and decrease and decrease. And one day, it's going to go back to zero, the way it was before you were born. You get me? Okay, that's a way to cleanse the body, cleanse the mind, all the psychological problems you have, right? Such as worry and depression and fear and helplessness and you feeling lost in life. You feeling like you don't know where you're going. You don't know what to do with your life, right? These things also come from demons. It's not really always because God is putting you through difficulty or that we're humans and we can have such questions. No, we can just simply go through a phase of self-discovery, right? You're aging. What do you want to do with your life? That's just, okay. I'm talking about when it's just worry and depression and pain and you're just confused. You're not supposed to be confused. Because when we're all born, we kind of already know what our passions are, what we like. As we age, we start to discover it. We kind of get into what we want. We learn what we want as we age. There should be no emotion of fear. You see? The emotions should not be there. We can always be questioning and trying to understand what we want. Yes, we don't have to know everything. That's not even possible. You have to age and get to know yourself. You become authentic too. What if you're not always authentic? You fake with people. You're like always smiling and happy. You're not always the way you want to behave. Okay, you're not going to obviously know everything that you want about yourself. I'm saying when the emotions that you would say are not what a God would send you, it's just fear and worry and anxiety and just depression. That is them, not God or you. That is the demons. Because we human beings, we can just be, I would say the normal human anxious way, like more like you're waiting to figure out if you pass the test. You know, like, oh my God, did I pass? If I fail, I'm doomed. It's like you're just normal, okay? You're not gonna faint from it. But when demons are sending you the anxiety, when it's not right, the one God created, but it's one that's trying to mimic anxiety because they can't create emotion, when it's witchcraft causing it or other powers, it's just dark energy. That's how you know. Dark is very dark. You know, the fear is not what a normal fear would look like. You're just worried if you broke your leg because you just, tripped. That's more of like, oh my God, did I break my leg? It's more of a curiosity versus this heavy fear. It's just not rational. That's from the demon. The energy is just dark. God does not do that to us. Obviously, because he doesn't want us to die and crumble, right? From typical situations in life. If such emotions were brought to us by him, you expect exactly what would happen. We'd all crumble. No, we're not supposed to crumble. We're supposed to live. So they who want you to crumble, right? An enemy, a created thing, could only use the powers God created, right? Dark powers to obviously cause you such things that seem like that kind of emotion is coming over you. It's not yours because it's always attacking you. It's intrusive. You wake up and you just randomly have anxiety for no reason. That's how you know it's not God, because it's always coming after you. It's always attacking you. It's like a living thing. It won't leave you alone, even if you fix your problem. That's why people say things like sometimes they have anxiety, and whatever they link it to, maybe they're scared of public speaking or whatever. Maybe now they speak a lot. Maybe now they got the job. Maybe now they passed that test, but they still have anxiety. That's what I'm saying. It's not logical. It's just always there because it's their power. By praying at night, that's how you remove it. Over time, God will remove it, or who knows, 100%. Okay, and then, see, what I'm doing right now is I'm reversing everything they did to you. They send you thoughts. They try to get you to agree. Don't agree with anything. It's not yours. Just like the evil human, if you're evil too, well, then you're going to do that first step that these people I'm talking to don't have to do. You're going to do what I told you these evil humans around me are being made to do first. They first are given thoughts, bad thoughts about whoever the demons want to use to harass them with. And they agree to the thought, and then the demon takes control and uses them to harass the person or do bad or etc. Disagree with the thoughts. Disagree with envy and hatred towards all of God's creation, including yourself, and even towards God as well. Disagree with these two evil emotions. Envy causes hatred, so get rid of envy. Okay, now you got rid of hatred. Put love in there. And okay, now you come after the morality that you don't have, obviously. You have immorality, you just deleted it. You did the opposite equilibrium, you reversed it. The opposite way. What is it? Morality. Now your heart is filled with love. You see a human, there's no envy. There's no hatred. There's no desire to hurt them in any way or for bad things to happen to them, because that emotion that would result in such thoughts are not there. You don't agree with whatever is possessing you. You repented for your sin. That means demons get to now. It's like choking someone. They have to let your neck go. It's like gripping your hand together. Now they have to relax the hand, and it's not gripped. You get me? Like, hold your hand in a fist and then let it go. Relax it. When you're holding it in a fist, right? That's what demons have over your life and your body and your mind. Like your neck. They're gripping it, right? They're choking you basically when you don't repent for these emotions you agreed with ever since before your birth. The evil human you chose to be towards people and yourself. Right? Whatever evil you know yourself. They were basically holding your body like an object. They're holding like an object they were holding in their hand like a grip. When you repent and you admit that it was your fault, obviously you're evil, you did bad, you agreed with it, the demon has their own thing to deal with. They're going to be punished for what they did, but you're going to be punished for what you did. You repent, you renounce it, you say, I disagree. I don't want to be evil anymore. I disagree with evil. I disagree with hatred, envy, jealousy, anger. I will not hurt anything with my mind, with my thoughts, with my emotions, with my hands, with my words, with my actions, with nothing. You just, right? That the healthy repentance that's very thorough and very, you like you're in a courtroom. You tell God every bad thing you did, and you tell him how shameful you are, and you are not going to be this way anymore. Now what does it do? God will tell the demons to let you go, because he gave them power to take control over you the more you sin and do bad things and agree with bad emotions and thoughts. You become a good person, a loving person in your heart, your body, good. But you have to repent for all the bad you did, for them to actually let you go. Now that means your greatest fear is not going to happen to you. You're obviously thinking you can change today and be a good person, but you're still thinking, right? The demon will still come to you and harass you with the same quality, right? They're going to try to get you to agree to bad thoughts again. That's what God just told them to stop doing. He took away their power to keep doing that to you. Keep coming to you in that very strong way that people like me don't have to deal with. I don't get demons coming to me telling me to do bad things to people. Such demons don't live in my life. I don't have a demon like that in my life. They just harass me using bad people. They don't come to me and tell me to do bad things because they don't have that grip over me, because I don't have hatred and I don't have envy in my heart. I'm not evil in my heart. My heart is clean of that. You need to do the same. So you're going to be like me. God is going to remove that demon from you, because demons have different jobs. Okay? Whichever demon entered your life when you chose to be evil, that one is going to be told, get out. Remove your grip off of this person. You can still be possessed, right? Because we have to obviously ask God to get the demons out of you, but the grip is off. Now you can actually walk around the earth, look at people, see people, and there's no envy. There's no bad thoughts towards them. You don't want to do bad things to them. That's what you wanted, right? You have to repent. You have to truly be loving in your heart and repent. Those two things. Then it's going to give up having that grip over you. God will remove that. Because you might be thinking, what's the point of repenting? Right? You can just simply say, you're not going to be evil anymore. Why do you have to go to God and repent? Because it's beyond just simply, right, you acknowledging your wrongdoing. It's also the spiritual parts. Whatever evil entered you, when you became evil, God is now going to reverse it for you. And now you're going to have that quality where your psychological health is good. You don't walk around the earth having bad, evil thoughts about others. That voice that was saying that to you, and then you agree with it, and then you say something bad to someone, you try to touch their hand, right, pervertedly, to irritate them, to make them uncomfortable. That creepy quality, perverted, covert way humans harass people every day. You're not going to have such a quality. Your heart is going to be good. You're going to see people, you're going to have good thoughts towards them. You see an evil human, you're just going to get away from them. You're not going to like them. You're not going to mix with them, obviously. You're not going to have good thoughts of liking them, but you're not going to have evil thoughts towards them. You're not going to have any intention or desire to be evil to them. You're just going to be neutral towards them. You're just going to know they're evil, and you're going to get away because you don't want to obviously be around an evil person. But you're going to treat them justly. And the good person, okay, your energy is going to match now. Now you're going to actually attract good people into your life if they're around you, because sometimes we're surrounded by such a bad environment. You're going to have to do a lot more to find them. So always do the opposite. The drugs, the substances, the other things you did, the bad environments you go to, reverse them. You have to replace them with good things when you're having those sort of relapses to depressive thoughts again. Dark emotions come over you. They're trying to tell you your life is ruined. Just give up. Okay, they want you to numb it by drugging, alcoholing the body. You get me. They want you to just get up, put on your shoes, go to a club or bar today. Act dumb as always. Just reverse it. Understand this is not who you are. You don't desire these things, and you don't want to go to these places. You just want peace. That's what you're looking for. You want peace from whatever bad emotions and thoughts came to you that is causing you to want to do these substances in order to numb it. You're trying to numb something. What is it? Pain, trauma. You're angry. People did bad things to you. You're trying to numb the bad emotion. And sometimes you're trying to numb good emotions that are just naturally, obviously, created to be there. Obviously, if bad things happen to you, you're supposed to feel angry. You're supposed to feel traumatized. You're supposed to feel scared, right? The good ones that are not from demons, the normal emotions that result from bad life experiences and evil being done to you, yeah, the emotions they would naturally cause. You're not supposed to numb that. You're supposed to feel it and then ask yourself, what is the solution? Spiritually, you know what the solution is. Ask God for healing. Go to God to deliver you from the demons and the powers in your life overall, etc. You know what to do. But physically, what's the solution? Sometimes they bullied you, they harassed you, they stole something from you, they did crime to you. You need to take legal action. God created the human race and other species, we have to punish wrongdoers in order for us to heal and feel better. So the peace we're seeking is actually when they get punished. We will not have peace until they're punished. That is actually what God created as the only way for us to have peace. So the Christianity, right, the Bible is corrupted to say, just forgive everyone. Forgive the rapist. Forgive. No. You need to see them being murdered in order for you to have that peace. The intrusive thoughts about them and the evil they did to you will leave you now. Because that, right, that sort of pain is just saying, I want them to be punished. It's just saying, I want others to know what they did to me. That's all it's saying. It's like this sort of lawyer inside your internal body, a tiny mini you, but it has a job. It's actually educated, has a career. It's a lawyer. It's vouching for you. It's telling you, I need something to happen to them in order for me to be peace. You get me? That peace is them being punished. Don't obviously take it into your own hands. We don't live in a world where God is seen as the judge and he obviously give you permission to kill human beings who did certain types of evil, in certain situations like murder and rape. He gives you permission to kill them, obviously, especially when they're attacking you that moment. But we don't live in a world where God's laws are in charge and his laws have been changed to the devil's wicked, immoral, right, statements, just basically evil. It didn't come from the devil. When God's books today, the Quran and the Bible are used. Obviously, immorality is put in there, so obviously you don't want these books to take control, obviously, of governments. But the moral laws that God himself produced and created for us, they're not here. They're coming soon, though. They're going to come back. So because of that, okay, you're never going to get your rights as a victim. Because the evil ones, right, especially the most extreme of evil humans, the mentally ill, are taking on jobs as cops, lawyers, judges, presidents. Okay, you know what that means. Justice is not served. So for that reason, I want you to ask God for what you want him to do to these wicked humans who did evil to you, no matter the amount, whatever they did. They cussed you out. They insulted you. They hit you. They accused you of something. They touched you or whatever. Maybe you were raped or molested as a child, or maybe, who knows, adult. Whatever evil was done to you, sooner or later they're going to be punished for what they did. Don't worry about it. I'm just saying, you need peace. You need that feeling in your heart. Just like if angels were to come down and grab that human and kill them right now. Like that, you need the heart is what's very distressed. It's like a brick on it because there's no justice. And some of these crimes that were done to you are so long ago, you don't even know how to even go about bringing it up, right? That's it. That's actually the one that this advice fits. Like maybe your parents, if they harmed you, and maybe it's one and not the other. And yeah, you don't even know how to bring it up because you've become a coward and you don't even know how to tell the other. You don't know how to tell others. And maybe demons follow you in a way that maybe every time you talk serious, maybe evil humans are always around you and not good ones, and they try to accuse you of being crazy or mentally ill or lying, or did you take drugs today? They just accuse you of something. They don't want to ever talk or listen. If it seems like you're telling them someone in the family circle did something to you, because they're evil too. They already know what that human does, and they're just defending them. They have something to hide as well. This is when really going to God, is more of sort of the bigger solution rather than also doing the physical stuff. Because sometimes it's not even worth it for you to waste your time going to the courts. You can ask God to kill that human. Okay? Humans who just insulted you, obviously, I mean, that's your choice. You can say what you want to God, but that's not someone we would say we would kill, correct? That's not what we would ask God to punish them, like things that would fit that situation. Like he makes them get into some injury, they just fall and break their leg. Like that is what we would use to punish them. If God's laws were here, we would punish them. If God was to punish them, something like a physical injury would fit, right? They feel some sort of pain basically in their body as a punishment. But obviously, right, we wouldn't punish humans for insulting others. It would depend what they said. What if they accused you of something filthy, So my point is, when it comes to God, you can ask him for anything. You get me? When it comes to him, even if we, the human race, God doesn't tell us to beat someone up who, right, necessarily insulted you. There's obviously lesser ways to punish them. That's not sinful to do that to them, okay? I'm just saying that's just not necessarily, right, always the advice, right? We would choose something lesser for them. I'm saying if you were to ask God to kill that person or to cause them a high level of physical injury, is that something he's not going to do? No, he could do it. You get me? Because according to him, if they don't, right, according to him, they would go to hell anyway. Hell is obviously worse than a physical injury, right? It's obviously blazing fire. You're going to be there for a long time or eternally. So it's worse than killing them, and it's worse than physical injury, okay? I'm just teaching you how to ask God to punish evil humans, right? Someone who insulted you, you're not going to obviously ask God to kill them. You get me? You actually would say to God, my Lord, if they've done something that deserves that they would normally be killed according to you, because, right, bad humans who harassed you with a small behavior, exactly, they're obviously evil humans, right? They obviously have done evil to others. It's actually possible they've done rape or murder to someone. Do you agree? It's actually possible that just no one knows what they did. So just know that the average person who harasses others, who bothers others, it's actually possible you just saw the small level of their evil, but since they're already evil, right, in order to do what they did to you, it's possible they've already done something heinous that normally God would say to kill them. So actually use this as a chance to get one more evil human out of our earth. Ask God to kill them if they're supposed to be killed. If they've done things in this life that obviously God would then have said to kill them. Ask, tell him. Because the more we pray that these wicked humans who are supposed to be killed, like they raped someone, killed someone, they did something heinous, right? The more we're going to have less harmful human beings in this earth, predators. We're going to decrease them. The ones who haven't reached this level are going to be left over. They can be called to repent and go to God. And good people obviously are good people, okay? So evil humans are in levels, obviously. The first level is like they're just negative, They say bad things with their mouth. They're just rude and stuff, okay? But you don't know if they're rude to you, but they've already done something heinous to someone else. You see, that doesn't mean just because they're rude to you that that's the level they are as an evil human. They could have also reached a higher level of evil. So you just be specific with God. Okay, but obviously talking about the humans who have done something horrible to you, like your parents, right? But you obviously is that sort of unhealthy family situation where you still live with them, you still interact with them, you're still acting neutral, like nothing happened. You don't want to talk about it. As a kid, you didn't go to the, law enforcement or whatever, and you grow up now, you have all these mental problems, you lost your identity. The demons usually come after humans like you with LGBT nonsense because that's kind of what those humans, their demons were using them to do. They wanted to traumatize you, steal your life, steal your identity, steal your destiny. Very, very psychopathic, harmful, disgusting family usually. Very predator-like parents. Okay. They walk around the earth every day when you're not watching them, harassing random strangers too. Okay, but when they're with you, they'll act like maybe normal, right? Okay, but you know they're not normal because when you were a kid, they did horrible things to you, correct? You just didn't say anything. You grew up with it. Maybe they did rape or molestation. That's what I'm saying. Ask God to kill them. and tell the time. This month, this week. Do it. Because either way, they were supposed to be killed. Just no one knows what they did. And you don't live in a just world where they're going to get the death penalty. It doesn't matter. God is going to do a much more painful death anyway. Ask him for the most painful death possible. Ask God to kill them in a way where it doesn't go public. He doesn't get some sort of recognition like George Floyd or whatever. You know? Since they're a transgressor, ask God to kill them in a way where no one sees their body. No remains. God destroys them in some way. You know, like maybe they explode in some car crash. They just explode. Ask God that no one else gets endangered, obviously, just that they die. You get me? In a way that nothing is given to them, like sympathy, like a nice funeral. Because obviously people don't know what they did, and they could do a nice funeral for them. Ask God not to let their death come in a way that would happen. You get me? Ask God to kill them in a way where no one remembers them. I promise you, he's going to do it. Just take your time. Just wait. Okay? And then if you also want, expose them and take legal action. And then you're not going to be scared if you took legal action and in the process, right, they also died because you asked God to kill them. No. Because you asked God to kill them in a way that he personally killed them, and he didn't use a human to kill them. He didn't use a situation where someone could be labeled the murderer. You know, it's so obvious no one caused their death, because obviously you don't want people accusing you of killing them. Correct? Because you were taking legal action and the criminal died all of a sudden. Are people gonna maybe accuse you of it? Ask God. That's what I'm saying. Maybe you don't even want to burden yourself with this legal stuff. The courts are very traumatic because it's that same evil demon possessing that psychopath, mentally ill judge in your face. Okay? They know how to traumatize you. They know how to say the right questions. It's a demonic world we live in. We don't live in a just world. Why would God give evil humans a lawyer? What kind of nonsense? When a human is put in a place where they're put to a court, right? Someone says they did something. We don't know, right? Obviously, they would defend themselves, correct? Okay, so if they want someone else to represent them, that's not really different than them talking for themselves. We're not going to necessarily say that's something God wouldn't allow. Because, right, obviously they can speak for themselves. We're talking about situations where they know this person killed somebody, did some actual crime. You get me? It's actually, it's not confused. Like, you might see a video of someone doing something. Does that mean they're guilty of it? No, because what if it was maybe self-defense, and maybe they're being accused of being the one who just did it as an act of violence, right? Maybe they did something violent, but what if it was in the place of self-defense? Like that. That's really what a lawyer is for, to sort of explain why you were pushed to do something that, if not observed carefully, could be seen as a crime. Correct? That's their job. I'm talking about situations where we all know some random weirdo came and just shot someone like that. No history, nothing. Like, there's just nothing. It's just so obvious, like that. Or situations where we don't even have to care about the context or the history, like they raped someone. Okay, we don't need context here. It's only things that are violent that we need history and context, because violence can be good or evil. Because when we punish evil humans, we use violence. So it's an act that good people can do, and evil humans do it. And when they do it, obviously, it's a different way. Obviously, it's evil. But something that's actually evil, like rape, molestation, enslaving someone, okay, that's only evil. That's what I'm saying. They know this weirdo actually raped somebody versus they don't know. When they actually do know, they're supposed to just give them the death penalty. But guess what they do? They give them a lawyer. They honestly have a system where they literally say, I'm innocent. What? What kind of system what kind of world do we live in? If a human who did something that's actually evil, because today evil is being redefined by the devil. He calls good things evil now. If something that's actually really evil, like rape, an evil predator can actually stand in front of a judge and court and humans and say they're not guilty. What the hell does the word guilty mean then? Right? If it doesn't have a meaning anymore. If guilty means you did something with right evil intent, bad malice, and that would fit rape always. And if it's something violent, like you hit someone, okay, you might have actually been guilty of hitting them in that sense. Okay, but the context, the history has to be understood, right? You would do it in self-defense like that. Okay, not guilty. I'm talking about something evil here. That's just different, right? The type of evil that's just evil. Doesn't have context, doesn't have two ways. No, just bad, just filth, evil, nasty, filthy, harm, predatory. That's like rape, right? How can they say they're not guilty? How can they have a lawyer? You live in a disgusting world, okay? If you don't want to go through the court process, I understand. And they're not going to give you the justice you need anyway. You might bring your father to court. You might really prove really well that he did something evil to you as a kid. The judge is going to give him 2, 3, 4 years for something he should have been killed for. And then they're going to maybe give him probation or whatever. It's insanity. You live in a place where demons are the judge of the court. Ask God to kill them. They're supposed to die anyway. Don't you believe if a human is walking the earth, harming others? Do you agree God should have created a natural law in his universe that just they naturally die? They just, because they did something so horrible, that they should just die. They don't die. They just live. Demons get to protect them. Using bad humans they're possessing and they just come together. 20, 40 years later, people might discover what they did. Or they may never do. So it's sad. You get me? I understand your pain and I understand your suffering. Because I've obviously had demons possess people and do evil to me. Even though they're not capable of doing evil to me because I'm not a human like you. I'm put in a divine situation where God makes them do it. So I still get to have a higher level of anger than you. Because it's not even possible if God didn't do that to me. So my question would always go to God. While for you, you understand he created evil. You're going to be like, I hate that human. They should die. You're going to usually focus on the human. It gives you a much better healing than me. While I have a hard time with God more than you. I have a bigger test than you can ever face. Because he makes demons come to me and do bad things to me. And he says he's a good God. And he's the one making them do it. He's the one telling them to come after me and persecute me. He gives them this power. Then why are you giving them the power? Why? Just because you chose me to do something spiritual for you, something powerful and supernatural for you, why do you believe you should give the devil power to terrorize me? And okay, I understand this life is hard. When I ask you to remove their power, why do you not remove it? Why is it up to you to decide when you feel like it? Do you know how difficult it is for me to therefore be with God? It's harder for me than you. Because when you pray against transgressors, when you pray against wicked humans, that 2, 3 nights later maybe something bad happens to them. It's quick. Because that's just the natural law that God created that is going to reflect on you. You pray to him, he helps. But if he's putting me through this, it's his timing. I don't get justice like you do. That obviously hurts me. He still has faith in me. I don't understand that I'm still going to do what he wants at the end. God still thinks I'm going to pass this test. He thinks I'm going to get through it. He has so much trust and faith in me to put me in something a human cannot handle. Anyone would stop worshiping him if he put you through what he put me through. And it's still going and going and going. It never stops. So take my advice, because I know what pain means. Ask God to kill them. Stop wasting your time in human courts. Stop waking up and drugging yourself. Things like a workplace bullying. Go to the courts, get your money. Do what you need to do to fix whatever is causing you the pain. It's always someone did something bad to you. It causes us trauma. We need justice. Then we'll feel better. But there are things that justice is either not enough in this life. What the courts can do is not the same as if maybe you said something a long time ago. Maybe you were prevented from it. I lost all my documents of all the workplace bullying I went through. Even if I wanted to keep them, I just lose it through, you know how Gmail just deletes everything. My WordPress documents, all the things I wrote down. I used to get evil thoughts and I would always delete my documents. I used to document in a way that was so perfect. Every judge would just be like, okay. They would just say guilty right away to those coworkers who, would steal my job through extreme psychopathic behaviors, evil criminal conduct, because I documented in such a perfect way. But now they're all gone. And I ask God every day, why did you do that? Why did you let a demon come after me and do things to my life that I lost everything? There are times that God would make it rain so heavily that I would lose my documents. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. This time you can't say I didn't do something. I didn't maybe this or that. You brought the rain. That's it. There are situations where he's trying to teach me I don't have to always go the physical way. He's saying, just come to me and ask me. Just tell me what you want me to do to those humans to punish them. You don't have to run around with these documents. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of the situations I'm going through is how God is teaching me the solutions to our problems as a human race. So I'm basically being put through how many different types of suffering. If we had to, right, take a paper and a pen and basically separate and list all the different types of suffering you could ever go through. One's from evil and one's from God himself. Things he does to you and things that demons get to just do. They're obviously not from God. Endless. We probably get tired and be like, let's meet tomorrow. I'm tired. He put through almost all of them. My goodness. Obviously. All these bad situations where demons are allowed to terrorize my life, covertly using possessed humans who will just naturally work together. If I ever react to one of them, the rest will just jump and support that one because they're possessed. Their demons know what to do. When they were just sitting there acting like they're minding their business, they already agreed with the evil thoughts in their head to harass whoever is sitting there or working there or whatever. So when they see that human, right, being attacked verbally by this person they harassed, like me, the other evil ones, since they're similar to that one, right, the evil humans help each other. They're just going to join in. But in typical day-to-day life, right, where demons don't have this power over other people, you're different. Those bystanders, if they're evil, they're just not going to help you. Okay, but they're not going to necessarily support that weirdo, right? Because they don't understand the context. They don't get it. It's none of their business. They could care less. For me, they actually join. They all start accusing me. Because they're not even, they're not their usual self. So they're demons coming there and they're ready with a plan. In that constant way where God, right, makes everything so covert, but then the behaviors are obviously criminal and evil, you learn, obviously, to deal with things, right, a different way. And that's how he's teaching me then to help humans one day come up with better laws and better systems to punish evil humans. By putting me in situations where I can't always speak, where I can't always say, they did this to me. Someone's sitting there stalking me, but there's no way to prove that technically. Right? You don't know the thoughts in their head. You don't know they're actually listening to me and stalking me and bothering me. God knows it. But they can sit there for 8 hours sitting there stalking me and cause me a lot of torture. Do you agree? A lot of emotional distress. And I could go home with that baggage and get mad and curse God. I could do all this and suffer. But that human, everyone thinks they were just sitting there minding their business. How am I supposed to get justice? This is when God is showing you situations like that, right? Where we can't just say something and it's obvious because evil humans work with the unseen entities. They also hide their crime for things that are obvious. We always need another way to deal with them. We can't always go the physical way of writing a paper and saying they did this crime to me. Sometimes what they did is not labeled a crime, right? Like harassment is not a crime in this country. What coworkers do to terrorize you mentally and emotionally and financially at a job is not a crime. They'll never go to jail for it. They can invade your personal space and bother you and touch you and be perverted and say filthy things to you and cause you, to have panic attacks, but they're never going to go to jail. You can just sue them. That's what I'm saying. There are evil things that no one is going to go after legally because the world is not God's laws. It's not moral. So you're going to have to then say to yourself, wait a minute, then that means we're going to have to come up with a different way to punish these types of criminal and evil things that are just not labeled criminal in some cases, or there's just no evidence I can produce to third parties. Not because, right, people just accuse me of being a liar. No, it's just human integrity. We have to show those who didn't see what was done to me what happened to me. I can't just make people believe what I say just because I'm a good person. No, they need to see it. That integrity, that right desire to just make sure everything is always fair and just. Where are we going to get the evidence if the majority of crime and evil that evil humans do is covert? They work together to hide it. They target the victim. They sometimes kill the victim in some covert way. They just hire hitmen. That's what I'm saying. That's what hell is for. That's what God is waiting for. That judgment, that's what he's waiting for. 2, you can ask him. That's what prayer is for. You know who did what to you. Ask him. According to the level of evil they did, what to do. Those who tortured you, right? They just ruined your life. They deserve to be killed. Ask God to kill them. Obviously, they don't have to do rape or murder. Just ask God to kill them. Like evil families who terrorized you. Narcissistic, psychopathic families like the ones I came from. God is supposed to kill them. They're not supposed to live. Do you know the amount of damage they also do to the human race? They're the ones who walk around every day, shooting people, harassing people, getting into a store, acting like a customer, targeting the most nicest, most empathetic, most maybe godly people, not godly goodness, God worshiping, just good people. They don't pick everyone. In a store, in a company, and they just harass this person. This person quits their job. Now they're laughing because that person just lost their finances, right? They work for the devil. I don't want you to think just because they're bad people, they just do bad things. No, it's strategic. Certain times and certain situations, they're going to actually do certain things because whatever is possessing them got their agreement. That's why they always have that weird predatory like stare before they say something to you, before they do something. And you have so much fear coming over you. One, because of the witchcraft, their demon put on you. But the other, natural fear, because exactly, you know what they're thinking. You know they're targeting you. You know they want to do evil. You know they're terrorizing you. You know they're a criminal. But it's covert. You don't know what to say to your manager or your friend over there or that cop over there. You don't know who to go to. They're just staring like that creepy smirk, like that murder-like face. And every day they come to the same store. They greet everyone and they smirk at you, like that type of evil that society doesn't know how to punish them. Because, right, he's a covert lunatic. She's a covert lunatic. They're gonna do normal behaviors with their conduct to everyone else but you. They're gonna come to you after being creepy to you before and then look at you and be like, hello. How are you supposed to punish them? What court are you gonna go to? They're gonna be like, what do they do? They're creepy. They said this to me. They try to invade my space. They nasty. Every time they come near me, they have this type of evil intention. Just because it didn't happen, obviously, it doesn't matter. The intention matters. It's obvious because of ABC behaviors they do every time they target me. I've seen them many times, so they're stalking me. There's no punishment. There's no punishment. They don't have anything for you. They need to steal or hit somebody. And you are still suffering the same psychological torture that someone that was killed or raped is suffering. You're living with fear. You're living with bad emotions and thoughts. You can't get out of your house. You're scared to death to go to wherever those humans come out, like some job or whatever they seem to take. You're being tortured just like those people that were like killed or whatever. The amount of fear they had to deal with. Or someone that's actually really being stalked every day directly. Like really running after the person type of stalking. But there's no way for you to show and prove it in that sort of way that humans like proof. That's where the prayer comes in. Ask God to kill them. The amount of torture they put you through deserves death. Ask God to take them out of this earth. They shouldn't be here. That's a demon. Since it's a prayer between you and God, no one's going to know. No one can do anything. The reason why they smirk so much, psychopaths, the reason why the most high-level evil humans, who usually will be the mentally ill ones, the reason why, right, they smirk and have that sort of weird, it's like they're confident or something, is because the reason why they seem sort of happy or confident, even though they're not doing anything that moment, is because they work with demons, and that's actually a demon possessing them. The demon did power. So in their mind, the demon is thinking, I'm smirking because I just did witchcraft to you. Something bad's going to happen to your life, but there's no way for you to prove it, that this man or female that I'm possessing is somehow a threat to you. You can't prove it. We're just going to label you crazy if you ever say anything about me. Ha ha ha, I don't exist. I'm invisible. I'm a demon. But guess what? Every time I follow you, I cause you difficulties and torture and suffering. There's nothing you can do because I'm never going to touch you. I'm never going to steal from you. I'm never going to do anything. I'm just going to torture you mentally. And I created mental illness as a way to trap you in a box where perverts get to touch you and drug you. It doesn't exist. We get to force anything on you. We get to strip you if you want. We demons, ha ha ha. It's the demons. Because they're actually criminals and doing bad things to us that would put them in death penalty if we could see them in this life. But they're invisible. And they usually do covert things at the beginning. They're smirking and laughing because they think they have power. That's why they're smirking. They're thinking, I just did something bad to you, but you don't have evidence. I'm a demon. I'm stalking you. You're a gifted person. You can tell I'm possessing this person, but no one's going to believe you. Where's the ha-ha? Prayer. Ask God to kill the demon. Ask God to kill that human that was following you. If death is not what they deserve, but some punishment for, that will be less than that, ask God to do that. Because that's also invisible power. Do you see what's going on? They smirking and laughing at us. And humans who will obviously smirk at you, that's why they're smirking. Because they're doing bad things to you, but no one can see it. So they think they're powerful. You have power too. That's also invisible. Prayer. Pray to God to do what you need them to go through. To shut the hell up and never smirk again. They'll run for the hills when they see you the next time. There are humans who talk about testimonies of praying to God against bullies at a job, and those bullies run every time they see them at the job. They never look at this person anymore. See? It's a human. They usually don't experience the direct punishment from God at the beginning. So it's actually the demon who was beaten or killed by God, or so something happened to the demon first. The human, their punishment is coming. So why is the human running away from you? If God really, you first went after the demon for you. You know why? That's how you know they're possessed. That's how you know they work with demons. Bad people. Because when their demon was punished, when something happened to their demon, the human also freaks out and leaves you alone. That's not logical. You're a human. Why would you freak out? Nothing happened to you. Your legs are still normal. That's how you know they're working with them. They work with demons. They know when the demon is using them to terrorize you, and they know when God did something to the demon, and the demon is screaming and shouting, I'm being killed, ah! Now the human is saying, I'm next, and they run off. Evil humans are spiritual. They know what's happening to their demons. They know when someone did prayer, and they're being removed, like they cannot bother you anymore. Okay, so they might see you the next day, right? They're going to look at you, right? They think they're going to still harass you or whatever. But they can't move their lips. They can't move their hands. They can't do anything. You get me? They don't have that free will anymore, right? Obviously, evil humans have free will to do evil if they want to do. Like that, when God accepts your prayer to remove them from you, fear overcomes them and they can't do anything to you anymore. They can feel their body, just like if you shackle them, being shackled. Right? Even though physically their body looks okay. But God did something. You and I just can't see it. So they're going to then act just like a person who is shackled. With metal, what should we call them? With metal things that are tied, tying their hands and feet together. They're going to still run away the same way. That's what's going to happen to whoever harassed you, whoever did evil to you, whoever stole your jobs, whoever stole your Your freedom, accused you of jail, crime, put you in a jail. Ask God to fix it. And don't give up, because I promise you, you're going to start to get attacked with the same thing they did to you at the beginning. Bad, fake emotions that don't belong to you. God is stupid. He's not going to help you. Look at this guy. How long do I have to wait for him? Well, these are not your thoughts. I don't think you and I would ever say that about a God. We wouldn't call him stupid. That's what I'm saying. It's not our thoughts, but when we hear it, it's our voice. It literally just has the same voice as us. Who the hell is not going to get confused then? This is why humans struggle with intrusive thoughts. They don't understand what to deal with it. They call it mental problems. Because it actually has our voice. It doesn't have a different voice. Then we could all agree some things are out there bothering us. It's never been a fair battle. God already gave demons way too much power for this to be a fair battle. I'm just telling you that there's a way to come after them. Think of it like that movie that starts off with the hero being a child and this evil adult. Is not a fair battle, correct? Because the villain or the bad guy is already an adult and he's killing the hero's family maybe in their city and like that. But do you agree the author always teaches us the solution? That obviously God taught them. The hero grows up, gets revenge one day, kills the villain, saves the city, right? You can go to prayer, take your revenge, save your life. And also, as you pray, ask God to deliver your bloodline from all the demons that follow it, all the demons that are attached to it, and all the powers. You have to say power, because I can tell you all day what things are, but you're human. It's too much for us, right? We don't have to waste our time. That's just for knowledge. We learn things. But when we pray, we don't want to burden ourselves, list everything in words. Just say powers. You can be specific and say something like, wherever, my Lord, right? Wherever these demons get their power to access my life. In Christianity, it's called like an altar, you know? It's like in the spiritual world, there's like a camp. They sit there, it's like their house or whatever. They sit there and your name is on it and they just plot there every day against you. Yeah, so-and-so in that earth over there, yeah. Okay, they turn this age today. Okay, what are we going to do to them now? Okay, you are going to go and do this witchcraft to them. Okay, and we're going to cause them this. Okay, what are you going to do? Like that. There's actually like some place they built. They come together and they plan against you there. Then these demons send other demons to come and possess humans in this world who are already possessed by their evil. It just means they're sort of controlling them, and now they come and bother your life. Bad things just happen to you. You just struggle. You just have difficulty. You just get rejected from things. You don't have the happiness you deserve. Just things go bad. See? That's why they're smirking. Because they're doing all this damage to us, and we don't have any way to go and grab them and break their neck. So, they smirk. They laugh. That's my point. The same way their power is invisible, our power is invisible. Prayer is also invisible. You don't have to go to that judge and try to convince them to give a death penalty to a rapist. They're evil as hell. They work for the devil. They're not going to give him a death penalty. Every now and then they just do this stuff just to keep their job. Ask God to do it. If it's your father that touched you, ask him to kill him now. Stop drugging yourself and having weird problems mentally and losing your health and starting to look weird and ugly yourself and your body's dying. Take care of your body. Take care of your health. Go do some fun activities you really like. Join the artistic and wonderful things you like. Don't go into dancing and weird and disgusting things. Because dancing technically is not a sin. It's just that the way humans do it is not healthy for them, where they mix the two genders and all that. We don't want that sort of stuff entering. We don't want sexual things happening. We don't want that unhealthy mixing happening. At some point, you're going to be married to somebody. You don't want that person over there touching you and your spouse is here. It's just not healthy. It's always how you do it. The devil just brings sin into it. Just dancing is not a sin. Singing is not a sin. But you can turn it into sin. When you bring sexual stuff into it. When you mix the two genders in an unhealthy way. When you bring nudity. When you make it vulgar and disgusting and perverted like that. Sin is something that you can understand why God doesn't like it. It's not appropriate. You can't make a kid look at it. It's disgusting. And there are things that are just mature, right? Like sexual things. Kid is not going to look at that either, but okay. Obviously, you know what I mean. Plan your exit. Plan your exit. Cut off these evil families. Cut off these abusive humans who you've been mixed with all your life. Plan your exit. Keep your mouth shut and don't tell them anything. And I know the demons will target you. I want you to know why sometimes when you're improving your life, when you're praying, when you're healing, when you're giving up substances, when you're doing what you need to do, all of a sudden these evil humans of the past start to want to be around you all over. And you're thinking, but why? Right? When my life was going down, did they sort of not want to enter my life? Because obviously they seem obsessed with me. How come when I'm, right, getting up from the problems that their demons caused me, because those evil families and humans, they're doing witchcraft to you. That's why you start to go down financially and mentally in other ways. So when they see that your life is improving, you're healing, you're right, God is helping you, boom, they want to help, they want to enter your life all of a sudden. They usually turn into stalkers, narcissists, psychopath families, like the ones God put me in. Their demons are the ones stalking. They stalk the person. But if you are not strong like a healthy person is supposed to be, where you didn't cut them off and disown them a long time ago, they get to just visit you normally. For you, it's much easier for them. You're making it easy. You're not cutting them off. You're not disowning them. You're not telling the courts you need them to leave you alone. You're not gathering your evidence. You're not doing what you need to do legally for them to leave you alone. Even if you did, they're still going to turn into a stalker because it's not a person. Right? If you tell a human, I don't want you in my life, they're obviously going to leave you alone. Doesn't matter if they're good or bad. So when they're stalking people, right, and they act like nothing happened, you never told them, right, to leave you alone. That's what? Psychological torture, right? That's what narcissists and psychopaths do because their demons are in control. And demons want to act as if, right, the human is not a person. They want to make you think this is actually how they've become. No, they're normal like you and me. There's nothing wrong with them. They just want to act this way to traumatize you, get it? They know how to behave. If they didn't, they would never have a job and have a normal life. Come on, everyone thinks they're a normal person, but they're stalking that person over there covertly who disown them or whatever. Why other people think they're normal? That's why. Because they do know how to behave. They're just like you and me. They're just evil. Evil is a choice, obviously. It doesn't change you from not being... Right? You're obviously human. You know how to behave. That's something God created in you. You can just be bad. You can just be evil. So when they're acting, right, as if they're not human, as if they don't have emotion, as if, right, like some robot or whatever. What did you say to me? I never did that. You and I didn't have a conversation that day. What are you talking about? That's torture. It's harassment. It's just like when someone lies. You don't think people who lie don't know what they're doing. You don't think they're not human anymore. You obviously know it's just a choice to lie. They're still human. Same thing with psychopaths and narcissists. There's nothing wrong with them. Okay? That's not logical. How can you go to hell if you don't know what you're doing? They have to be conscious and healthy mentally in order to know what they're doing, in order for what the evil they're doing, obviously, to come out of them, and for God to put them in hell. Duh. It's just they're acting like that towards the victim as a way to traumatize the victim because these demons are high level. They want these people to kill themselves. They don't want these people to ever live in peace. They want you to be scared of being stalked so that you don't obviously get out of your house. You get me? They're trying to ruin your life more. That's what I'm saying. It's a sort of more horrible demon to deal with. You need to therefore pray. They're confident because their demons use them. They don't think they gotta fear you. But if you go to God, ask whoever needs to be killed to die, and you ask him to deliver you also from the demons that are stalking you and terrorizing your life, all of them. But then you also, right, you obviously say to him, the ones that are most harmful to you, right, like maybe her family is the problem first, they're the most harm to you right now, right? You fear for your life, obviously, when you're around them. And it's also worse if they're acting covert, right, acting like nothing happened and they did evil to you, like that. You mention them first. God is going to do what God does, and they're going to be removed. He'll either kill them or they'll leave you alone. If, right, they don't necessarily have to die or whatever. But usually humans who would ever stalk you and make you feel this fear, duh, they're obviously not a toxic, low-level human. They're obviously very evil. He's going to kill them. It's just that he might have his own plans to kill them at a different time. That's what I'm saying, right? So I'm telling you to ask him to kill them. Because he probably will not. He'll just make them leave you alone. That's just not what God does. It's something we have to ask him. You know? Take care of yourself like this. Through prayer, to attack the invisible stuff you cannot just go and get out of your life. These humans who are just so confident to terrorize you, and to everyone else, they look like whatever they want to look like, but to you, you know what they are. You don't know how to exit this psychological pain. But you know God knows what you're going through. You know you have an ally. You know God knows what you're going through. You know He knows what they did to you. And that to everyone else, they're just an innocent person. And that's not the case. Ask Him to kill them. Ask Him to take them out of your life, remove you far away, bring you your friends that He wants you to be with, your spouse, to help you and to help your spouse and your friends also, because demons come after everyone, and to just be happy. Until that comes out and manifests physically into your life, don't stop the prayer. When it happens, then you're just going to pray overall for protection as time goes on. Always ask Him to protect you from premature death and suicide. So that God is the solution to these things. Prayer is the solution to these things. But you need to do the opposite equilibrium to all the things you would say right now is bad or sad about your life, right? If financial is the problem, that usually takes time for some people, and some people it doesn't. They pray to God for like a few days, maybe 4 or 5 days. Instantly they get a job, or like it happens quickly, and some it takes maybe a month or two, and some a little longer. Money, usually God, who knows, might take time to some degree. But danger and horrible things, He'll respond to that quickly, because that's obviously logical. Don't live in fear of these abusive humans in your life. You thinking no one knows. And I'm scared, obviously. I've lived through trauma and psychological pain. I don't know what to do. Like that, you've become that sort of coward, unhealthy way. You're scared. You act covert with them and stuff. Don't do it. You gotta pray that God, as He waits for His time to punish them, like kill them or whatever, you pray to Him that He removes them from your life. So that then, right, the place you're living in right now, you're not obviously scared to keep living there, because maybe you have a job there, maybe, right, you can't just leave that place right now and start afresh. It doesn't mean you're running away. Sometimes, right, you obviously should be where you are. You just need evil humans to leave, God just to remove them. And sometimes you actually do need to go somewhere new, right, because you want to start fresh. This is actually about health. You're just trying to help yourself, and it's not about fear, being cowardly, okay? So, right, if you would say you need to leave where you are now, but you know that, right, God is still waiting to help you leave it, right? You know there needs to be some waiting. Now you ask Him to remove whatever obviously is making you so anxious and making you want to leave so quickly. You know, use logic in these situations. Something is happening in your life that's making you scared, and you obviously want to leave so quickly. And you know God is not ready for that. Okay, so ask Him to remove it. Then you can stay in that place you're in, country or state or whatever, city, and, right, keep your job, do your thing, take care of your health, improve your relationship with God, fix your trauma, do what you need to do, research, ask God for answers, look for, good content online where people teach you the solutions to this stuff, and be careful of the demonic ones. Just ask God to open your spiritual eyes. You're going to see they have bad energy usually when you open these videos. And they usually, like these ones today that are happening all over YouTube, they always put emojis on their YouTube videos. God always makes demons expose themselves to us so that it's easy for us to protect ourselves. He doesn't let them hide like that. So humans who are actually mentally ill, pretending to be religious people or gurus or spiritual helpers, they actually, they always on their YouTube video put emojis on it. They talk about gang stalking and narcissists and all this stuff, that you obviously think a lot of people like you who need help about these subjects talk about. They're going to talk about it. It's actually them, the ones who do it for demons every day, who work for them. They're possessed, and they're demons using that information, so that then all people come to their channel and not the good people's channel. Good people just look normal. They just look peaceful. They're not trying to get anything from you. As they're talking, they just look normal in the content. While the evil ones, it's like they're always trying to get you to like them or be empathetic. It's like they're pretending to be empathetic. They're pretending to be like, right, sensitive, or like they care. They just too much. They're not authentic. Like I'm just normal with you. Like they're not just chill. I don't know, man. I don't know how to teach you, because if I could show you an example, that's better. Because I have the power to see it. I can always tell them apart. Just use your gut. Usually you click on the video really quickly because it seems to know what you're looking for. That's demonic. Okay, that's weird. You click on it and the human just seems like... I can't explain it, man. I don't have a video to show. But just look for normal content. Maybe go for ones that are written down instead of video. So that's just usually what's written down is usually just generic. So that you don't absorb the energy. And also always break all powers everywhere you go. This is the other thing you need to do. When you step out of your home, when you're getting into the bathroom, before you go to sleep, after you get up from sleeping, whatever you're about to eat and drink, whatever clothing you're wearing, anytime you're doing these types of things that would change your body, your behavior, and something is going to touch you, like your clothing is going to touch your body, food is going to enter your body, I need you to break the powers and demons in it, off of it, so that they don't enter you that way. They don't come into your life that way. Demons always make people bring food so that I take it, because there's witchcraft on it, you know? So that's what I'm saying. You have to protect yourself. I break all witchcraft, all curses, and all other powers in this, whatever that is. Clothing, food, drink, the restaurant you're about to enter. You know, do it for the restaurant or the store you're about to enter, and then do it for whatever you bought that day. And before you eat it and they bring it to you like a restaurant, then break it, then eat it. I break all curses, all witchcraft, and all other powers and demons. Just say it. In this, right, whatever it is. And I send it back to the senders right now. Forever. You can say forever. That's just what I like. Right now. In God Almighty's name. That's it. Now you're free from whatever demons were trying to do to come after you after maybe you took my advice and you're improving and you're doing the best you can. They're going to put witchcraft in everything you do, everything you eat, everything you touch. So that then, right, it starts to actually enter your life as sickness and disease and mental problems and anger and emotions and hurt and rejection. And you're just going down where you were trying to get out of. You get rejected from things. Maybe you lose your job randomly. Bad things can happen. And do it for your job as well. Break powers, like the way I just told you, off of your company, the whole employer, your job, your department, and all the humans you work with. Like that. So that you can keep your job like that. You don't want the things that you're doing to bring yourself to stability to be taken from you, so that then they can take you back to the drugs and the suffering and the hurt and the loneliness. You don't want that stuff coming back, because obviously, technically they caused you these emotions, right? They sent it to you and you fell into them because they took things from you. Your romantic happiness, your financial happiness, your health, right? These things sort of left. Some things happened where you lost these things. And some of them you personally gave them up, like your health. You just stopped caring for yourself because, right, they did witchcraft to you. Bad things started to happen to your life. Rejection and hurt and abandonment, things like that happened. And then that's how you started to deteriorate, right? Okay, so when you're trying to get all those things back through prayer and going to God and taking care of yourself, they're going to try to take you back to where you were. That help and hopelessness, and that place where they were possessing you so much and controlling you. They're trying to turn you into an evil person and destroy other people's lives. So they have to take everything away from you that makes you happy, and they hope. Obviously, that doesn't make you an evil person, losing things. That's your choice to be evil. They just hope, you know what I mean, by making your life miserable, that they can get your agreement to have that envy, that hatred, that horrible emotions in your heart towards God's creation. And now you become an agent for them, you know. So they have to try to get your materialistic and the things that are not necessarily materialistic, like love. They have to delay it, ruin it, sabotage it, blah, 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 etc. Because that, right, is what you needed in order to be happy. So as you're getting them back, understand they're already attacking you. It's already happening to you. Whatever you're eating, whatever you're drinking, whatever you're wearing, there's witchcraft on it. Break it. Your bed, your room, your house, when you enter it. Say this exact same sentence I said to you this whole episode. It's just one short sentence. You're saying it every time you're transitioning. You get out of your car. You already said it for the car, right? Now you're trying to get into your house. Say it for the whole building, the apartment, and now enter it like that. Okay, you can say for the whole apartment and you're good to go. It's up to you. It's not a big deal. But to be more safe, right? Only God knows. As you're actually entering your own home, your own room, and the bathroom is always distinct. Demons live in dirty places like bathrooms. So I'm not saying this to burden you. It's just you don't have to think you have to always be like that. Obviously, always have belief that God is going to protect you, that you're always safe. That's one thing about people who are close to God. They believe they're always safe, right? They believe it. Even if they were to consume something with witchcraft, that it won't even affect them. So I want you to have that belief and mentality as well, because that actually happens. It manifests. Nothing will affect you because you believe you're protected by God. You have to believe that. Okay, but I'm just saying, right? There's nothing wrong with this because we are still trying to, right, worship God this way too. Still worshiping Him when you rely on Him by breaking these powers. So bathrooms are really important, okay? You don't want perverted, nasty spirits in that bathroom watching your body and stuff. I mean, you get me. So you don't want them being in the bathroom. Usually you get bad thoughts maybe. You were happy and now you come out of the bathroom, you're angry as hell, right? Because all these intrusive thoughts about things that normally would make you angry were coming to you as you were in it like that. Say that same statement, but this time for the bathroom. And then, like that. Take care of yourself by doing all these things, which is me just reversing and making you do the opposite equilibrium of all the things demons did to your life. Fix what needs to be fixed. The things that you cannot fix, obviously, which is how you feel, the emotions and the thoughts. That's what you're struggling with. You're probably telling me you're working really hard to take care of your health. You're doing the best you can with money and stuff like that. I want you to obviously save and take care of your future. And enjoy this life as well. Don't ever be frugal and unhealthy, right? Enjoy your life, but don't overspend either. Always be balanced and always save, Okay, you're doing all these things, right? You're taking care of yourself in areas that humans usually who want to build their life up after it was down. Their character, their morality, you're fixing that as well. I got you. You're probably saying it's not enough, right? Because emotions and thoughts are always there. Mentally, you're not healthy, correct? That's what the prayer is for at night. Pray during the day too, but that's really for the night. That's when demons attack you. So whatever's making you feel this way is leaving you if you pray at night, because that's when they're sending it to you for the next day. It comes to you the day. 2, that's when God is closer to us and He accepts prayers faster than if we were to pray during the day. It's just better. 3, pray during the day, but I'm going to upload ones that are just generic, just asking for protection and stuff. Or the ones I upload for you that you do at night, also do it during the day, so that you pray daytime and nighttime. That's perfect. But, you don't have to always burden yourself, God has still heard you, right? It's just this is for people who really need protection. They probably should pray during the day and night, like me. But for you, it's not that obvious. You're not being persecuted. Just pray at night, and then the day is going to manifest. The day will feel peace, light. You see, sometimes you're not necessarily feeling the emotion. It feels like the day is depressing. It feels like the day is sending you the energy, right? And then maybe you prayed that night, you went to sleep, you woke up, and the day feels peaceful like that. Because they did witchcraft to your day. They did witchcraft to your month. They did witchcraft to your year. I'm not joking. They pick things like that. So the day is going to feel peaceful. Everywhere you go, people are just not going to stare at you and bother you. Everyone's just going to seem distracted. You can just enjoy your day, go shopping, do your thing. You're not going to feel like the bad humans in society are bothering you. Their demons are not like targeting you or anything. People who used to bother you are just going to leave you a lot like that. The day is when you get to see the result of your prayer. No matter how pissed off and angry you are like me, I get mad with God almost every 2 hours. I swear to God. The past week, I think I told God I'm done with Him for I can't even count anymore. And it usually happens to me at nighttime. You get me? The day I get harassed so much, if you were with me, you'd be like, hell no. I shoot myself in the head. You would exit this life. That's not healthy. Don't kill yourself. But you get me? You would not live if you had my life. But then I get through it, right? The day ends. And I'm like, okay, it's over. Now I'm going to pray. And the next day is going to be less harassment. Because, right, the night is when I attack them just as they attack me. And these humans who are possessed, it's like a moth or pest that just like they just throw, it's like they come from the sky. I swear to God. It's like something that comes from the sky, but like a pest. Because they're the best example of these demons when they're possessing these humans. They're like a pest. They're not like a person. They just, all just come at me at once with all these vehicles, all of us. The road is so peaceful and normal. Instantly, when I enter that road, everyone's driving like they're running away from a tornado. Right? And obviously, at some point, they're going to commit crime, right? And all these police come. No one is focused on each other. They're focused on me. Okay? That cop is coming there to terrorize me. Those vehicles are doing that to harass me with noise because it damages the ears and the brain. Even with headphones, it still hurts my brain because then I just get thoughts. Right? Oh, we can't terrorize you with noise? We'll terrorize you with thoughts about something bad about to happen to you because they obviously try to come behind me and touch me when I'm distracted. Like that. So if I ignore them and I put headphones on, then they put thoughts into my head that maybe at some point one of them could come behind me and do that. It's so hard to ignore it because it's possible, right? So you just don't know what to do. The thoughts are my problem usually because it's actually true. You know? It's not a human struggling with bad thoughts. What the hell? I'm like you. I can ignore it. It actually happens. They come behind me. So how can I ignore the thought? You see what I'm saying? So that's obviously when I'm obviously in public places usually, right? If I go into my home, when it was so extreme, like 2019 or 2020, oh my God. Then they would start hitting my door and harassing it. You know, like those people who live in an apartment with you or whatever, who are criminal, obviously. Then they would just attack my door. When I'm sleeping, so much noise. It seems like someone's about to enter your home. I don't know how to ignore them. Okay? There's no way to ignore it if it's something that's just persecuting me. Oh, humans don't work. They enter animals. Animals don't work. They enter pests. What the hell? Of course, therefore, I get mad with God every 2 hours. Of course, I tell him I'm done every 5 minutes. How can you handle that? There's no hours in the day where they leave me alone. There's no weeks where they leave me alone. It's 24/7. When I'm sleeping, evil dreams. My goodness, I can go to the most cleanest place and pest will enter it. Everyone in that environment, the pest will not bother them. It's a pest. It's supposed to bother everybody if the place is bad or whatever. They just come to me. They just crawl on me. I have to constantly fight with this pest. So you don't know what I go through. If I told you, then maybe you'd be more willing to deal with the problems demons cause you because you'd feel more grateful. God doesn't have to put you through that. So of course I get mad at him because I'm always saying to him, what's the point? Okay, fine, you put me through suffering. Okay, I get it. But what's the point? We already went through this before. That's always my question to God. I already went through this before. Why you have to repeat it? Why does it have to come back to me every 5 days? I don't understand. It's like he just wants me to suffer for a certain amount of time or years. It doesn't matter if, right, the person got the point or learned the lesson and some of them, obviously, there's nothing to learn. It's just evil, bad stuff happening. I always tell him, what's the point? You want me to die or something? Silence. That's actually when I never hear God, when I'm complaining. Because there's witchcraft done to me that seems like the demon is sitting next to me. There's always something talking back to me, answering me as if it's God. And it's always just telling me horrible things. Just go, just die, just leave this life, just kill yourself. Like that's what it says. I understand, therefore. I understand, therefore. Demons are bringing cops to my city now. I understand, therefore, these demons who terrorize people were trying to get them to kill themselves or whatever because they don't seem to know how to stop these thoughts and emotions. It's just witchcraft. But if I get away from them, right, if I'm in a quiet place, I enter a building and the vehicles and all this extreme stuff, like basically if a human is not necessarily very close to me, then if I do talk to God in that situation, there's no problem. But when I'm getting angry and talking to God, if these evil humans who are possessed are around me, their demons talk to me as if God is responding because they obviously want you to kill yourself. So God exposes me to that type of demon that does that to people so that then we can understand this other type of mental torture, what the solution is. See, right now, my city was peaceful at night as I was recording this. These crazy vehicles come here, they do something, and now there's cops stopping them. Sometimes there's no crime. These police just harass the city. They just for no reason stop someone. It's just to harass me with fear. It's just to make me feel uncomfortable. I already learned the solution though. I'm just gonna record these cops if they try to commit a crime. Just like I used to record crazy people when I was young. I just report them to their department. They're human like me. They have a job just like me. Just as you can, right? Go to someone's job and report them to their manager. I can report these cops and sue them one day. I don't have to care that it's a demon, right? And it seems endless. And I do believe at some point God will stop this so I can live my life. But anyways, just know that you're going to be attacked heavily when you pray. You know it's demons because it's dark, right? It's not just a thought. It's like the thought is like a living thing. It's like a dark energy. And it seems to have the same tone or voice. It gets familiar with you over time. You're doing really well when you're doing that. Just get to a quiet place. Because as long as you're around, I would say humans usually, right? Maybe you have roommates or whatever. Then the thoughts will be there more because usually they're possessed. Their demons are hearing you talking to God in your room and they're just going to attack you. But other than that, those are the solutions to your problems. You obviously know how to fix your life. You just don't know how to deal with the mental stuff. That's for prayer, to get the demons out of your life and your mind that keep doing that to you and out of your body. And the powers, right, like witchcraft they're doing to you. Now you can wake up and enjoy your life with good mental health. It's that simple. And because you're, right, having materialistic good things now, you're getting your life back. God is bringing you good people. That's going to increase the happiness in that mental, right? You're going to be fine.